Welcome back to Sleepy English Academy. Today, we'll be learning English through audio listening. So, get comfortable and close your eyes.
In a valley nestled between rolling green hills, lived a little bear named Barnaby. Unlike most bears, Barnaby wasn't known for his honey-loving ways or his gruff demeanor. No, Barnaby was famous for something entirely different. His incredible sleeps. Barnaby's sleeps weren't just naps or nighttime slumber. They were legendary adventures in the land of dreams. He could sleep for days, weeks even, and when he woke, his fur would be even fluffier, his eyes brighter, and a smile permanently etched on his face. The other animals were endlessly curious. Squirrels would chatter, "What did you dream of, Barnaby? Did you fly with the birds?" Owls, wise and silent, would peer at him with wide, curious eyes. Barnaby would simply chuckle, a deep, rumbling sound, and say, "Come, cuddle close, little ones, and I'll tell you a story about." And then he'd weave a tale spun from his dreams. One particularly crisp autumn day, Barnaby announced, "The time has come for me to take my grandest sleep yet." A hush fell over the valley. The animals, young and old, gathered around him, a furry, feathery, scaly audience. Barnaby stretched, his massive paws reaching for the sky, and then, with a contented sigh, curled up at the foot of a giant oak. The days turned into weeks. Leaves changed color, danced in the wind, and settled on the forest floor in a colorful blanket. Still, Barnaby slept. A gentle snowfall dusted the valley, turning the world into a peaceful white landscape. Still, Barnaby slept. The other animals huddled together for warmth, sharing stories Barnaby had told them in the past, each tale whispering of wonder and adventure. Finally, one morning, a ray of golden sunlight peeked through the trees and landed on Barnaby's nose. He twitched, his eyelids fluttered, and then, with a yawn that stretched all the way to his toes, he woke up. The valley was quiet, shrouded in the soft glow of dawn. A pang of loneliness tugged at Barnaby's heart. Just then, a tiny voice piped up, "Barnaby, you're awake." It was Pip, a little field mouse, barely bigger than Barnaby's paw. Pip had been born while Barnaby slept, and this was the first time he'd ever seen the legendary slumberer awake. Barnaby's heart melted. He scooped Pip up gently and sat him on his enormous belly. "Tell me, little one," he rumbled, "what have you missed during my great sleep?" Pip's eyes sparkled as he spoke of the first snowfall, the playful snowball fights, and the cozy nights huddled together under the stars. As he listened, Barnaby realized his grand sleep wasn't just about his own dreams. It was about giving the other animals a chance to create their own stories, adventures just as wonderful as his dreams. From then on, Barnaby took long sleeps, but not quite as long. He cherished the time spent awake, sharing stories with his friends, young and old. After all, some of the best dreams were the ones made wide awake with friends by your side. Now, as you close your own eyes, feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the gentle breeze against your skin. Let Barnaby's story lull you into a peaceful sleep, filled with dreams just as magical as his. Sleep well, and when you wake up, create your own wonderful adventures. My dear listener, I am new to YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.
In the Emerald Kingdom of Ethel, nestled amidst rolling meadows and whispering pines, reigned King Eldarion. Unlike the kings of old who reveled in gold and glory, Eldarion was a king of the people. His crown, a simple band of wildflowers woven with sunlight, sat more comfortably on his head than any jeweled tiara. Eldarion wasn't born a prince. He was a humble farmer's son, known for his gentle nature and unwavering sense of fairness. When a corrupt duke, Lord Viridian, started hoarding grain while the people starved, a young Eldarion led a rebellion. He didn't fight with swords, he fought with reason, reminding the people of their right to a just king. The rebellion, fueled by love for their land, was swift and decisive. Eldarion, with his kind heart and clear vision, was crowned king. His reign was marked by a refreshing lack of pomp. Eldarion held court not in a gilded hall, but under the sprawling oak tree in the village square. He listened patiently to every concern, from a broken wagon wheel to a dispute over a stolen chicken. His solutions weren't always grand, but they were always fair. One day, a shadow fell upon Ethel. A neighboring kingdom, ruled by the iron-fisted Queen Morwen, coveted Ethel's fertile lands. War seemed inevitable. Eldarion, however, refused to raise his sword against innocent people. He sent his most eloquent bard, Ilara, to Queen Morwen with a message of peace, a plea to share resources and build bridges instead of walls. Ilara's journey was fraught with danger. Queen Morwen was known for her ruthlessness. But Ilara, with her voice like a silver bell and a heart full of song, reached Morwen's court. She sang of the beauty of peace, the shared bounty of nature, reminding the queen that the true wealth of a kingdom lay in its people. Queen Morwen, a woman hardened by years of conflict, was taken aback by Ilara's sincerity. She had never considered peace an option. Ilara's songs stirred a forgotten longing within her, a yearning for a world without bloodshed. The result was unexpected. Queen Morwen, moved by Ilara's plea, extended a hand of friendship to Eldarion. Together, they brokered a historic peace treaty, a testament to the power of words over weapons. Ethel and Morwen flourished, trading resources and knowledge, becoming a beacon of hope in a war-torn land. Eldarion, the king who shunned gold and glory, became a legend. He proved that true power lay not in might, but in kindness, and that the greatest battles were fought not with swords, but with open hearts and open minds. His reign became a golden age, an era where peace bloomed under the summer sun, a testament to the good king who loved his people, and who, in return, was loved by them.
In the sprawling, sky-piercing city of Lamina, where neon signs hummed and chrome skyscrapers scraped the clouds, lived Anya, a clockwork tinkerer with a secret past and grease-stained fingers. Lamina, despite its glittering exterior, was a place where shadows harbored secrets and the wealthy elite ruled with an iron fist. Anya, orphaned and ostracized, toiled away in her cluttered workshop, her only companions the rhythmic whirring of gears and the faithful glow of her oil lamp. Anya wasn't just any tinkerer. Her nimble fingers could breathe life into discarded scraps, crafting ingenious gadgets and automatons. One rainy night, a frantic cry shattered the humdrum of her workshop. It was Kai, a street urchin known for his nimble fingers and even nimbler tongue. He bore news of a citywide blackout, plunging Lamina into chaos. The blackout wasn't a mere power outage, it was the handiwork of the Iron Chancellor, a ruthless man who controlled the city's power grid and used it to manipulate the people. Anya knew the blackout was more than just an inconvenience. It was a smokescreen for something sinister. Compelled by a deep-seated sense of justice, Anya embarked on a mission to restore power. But there was more to her motivation than simply helping the city. Years ago, her parents, brilliant inventors themselves, vanished during a similar blackout. She believed their disappearance was tied to the Iron Chancellor's machinations. Anya's journey took her through the labyrinthine underbelly of Lamina. She bartered with shady black market dealers for rare parts, navigated through districts controlled by criminal gangs, and even befriended a gruff, retired Robocop named Bolt, whose rusty gears still held a spark of heroism. Anya's creations proved invaluable. She built a mechanical spider that scurried through ventilation shafts, a light-emitting drone that could illuminate dark alleyways, and a sonic disruptor that could disable the Chancellor's automated guards. As Anya delved deeper into the city's underbelly, she uncovered a chilling truth. The Iron Chancellor wasn't merely manipulating power, he was draining it to fuel a colossal, city-sized weapon hidden beneath Lamina. This weapon, powered by the stolen energy of the people, was intended to solidify his control and crush any dissent. The revelation filled Anya with a mix of terror and defiance. She knew she couldn't dismantle the weapon alone. She rallied Kai, using his street smarts to garner support from the city's downtrodden population. She convinced Bolt to step out of retirement, his combat experience a shield against the Chancellor's iron fist. Together, they formed a ragtag group of unlikely heroes, fueled by a desire for justice and a longing for a brighter future. Reaching the Chancellor's underground lair was a feat in itself. Anya, Kai, and Bolt faced traps, laser grids, and even experimental robots designed for crowd control. They relied on Anya's ingenuity, Kai's agility, and Bolt's unwavering strength to outwit and overpower the Chancellor's forces. They faced setbacks, moments where doubt threatened to cripple them, but Anya's resolve, fueled by the memory of her parents, refused to waver. Finally, they confronted the Iron Chancellor himself, a wiry man with cold, calculating eyes. A fierce battle ensued. Anya's creations held their own against the Chancellor's robots. Kai's agility turned the tide in their favor, and Bolt's experience proved invaluable. Just as they were about to overpower him, the Chancellor activated the weapon, its power core glowing an ominous red. Anya, in a desperate gamble, launched herself at the control panel. Using her knowledge of mechanics and a surge of adrenaline, she overloaded the system. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and the room shook violently. Anya emerged, battered but not broken, as the weapon sputtered and died. Power surged back into the city, lights flickered on, and the once oppressive darkness gave way to a vibrant glow. The news of their victory spread like wildfire. Anya, the once invisible tinkerer, became a symbol of hope for Lamina. The city, no longer under the Iron Chancellor's thumb, began rebuilding. Anya, Kai, and Bolt formed a team, not of superheroes, but of protectors, dedicated to keeping Lumina's light shining bright. But Anya's quest was far from over. Though the weapon was dismantled, the mystery surrounding her parents remained. With newfound allies by her side and a newfound courage, she was determined to unravel the past and find out what truly happened on the night the city last went dark. The hero's journey, it turned out, was just beginning.
In the bustling seaside town of Coral Bay lived Maya, a young woman with a heart full of sunshine and a knack for transforming the ordinary. Maya wasn't a doctor, a teacher, or a scientist. She was a mender, a title she wore with pride. Coral Bay thrived on tourism, its streets lined with vibrant shops and cafes catering to visitors. But behind the colorful facade existed a hidden reality: chipped paint on shop fronts, rusty hinges on doors, and faded awnings that drooped like weary flags. These were the things Maya saw, not as eyesores, but as opportunities. Her workshop, a cluttered haven of tools and salvaged treasures, was a testament to her unique talent. She could fix anything: a wobbly stool, a leaky faucet, a torn fishing net. But Maya didn't just fix, she revitalized. A broken chair became a whimsical beach seat adorned with seashells. A chipped teacup transformed into a vibrant planter bursting with life. Her work wasn't just about utility, it was about breathing new life into the tired and forgotten. Word of Maya's magic spread. Shop owners, initially skeptical, watched in awe as she coaxed charm and character from their rundown belongings. A fisherman, his livelihood threatened by a broken gear shift, found himself back at sea thanks to Maya's ingenious tinkering. A struggling cafe owner, despairing over a flickering sign, saw his business flourish after Maya transformed it into a glowing beacon using salvaged lanterns. The impact of Maya's work went beyond aesthetics. It fostered a sense of community pride. Shop owners, inspired by her dedication, started taking more care of their spaces. Tourists, captivated by the town's renewed vibrancy, lingered longer, spending more. Slowly, Coral Bay transformed from a charming getaway into a thriving destination, a testament to the power of good work. One sunny afternoon, a renowned architect arrived in Coral Bay. He was there on a scouting mission, searching for a location for a luxury resort. Disappointed by the initial lack of sparkle, he was about to leave when he stumbled upon Maya's workshop. Intrigued by the sight of a woman meticulously crafting a mosaic from broken tiles, he stopped to watch. He witnessed her dedication, the meticulous care she put into her work, the way she saw potential where others saw only waste. The architect changed his mind. Instead of a soulless resort, he proposed a project that celebrated the town's unique charm and its talented residents. Maya, with her contagious enthusiasm and practical skills, became a key collaborator. Together, they created a space that blended modern elegance with the town's character, a testament to the power of good work and the transformative effect it can have on a community. Maya, the unassuming mender, became a beacon of inspiration. Her story wasn't about grand gestures or overnight success. It was about the quiet satisfaction of taking pride in one's work, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. It was about seeing the potential for beauty in the overlooked and the discarded. Maya's good work resonated through Coral Bay, reminding everyone that even the smallest act of care and creativity can spark a chain reaction of positive change. In a sun-drenched village nestled between rolling hills lived Kieran, a 10-year-old boy with eyes that shone like polished amber and a smile as bright as the midday sun. Unlike most village children, Kieran wasn't drawn to the boisterous games or the sweet allure of stolen mangoes. Kieran's heart belonged to honesty, a value instilled in him by his kind grandfather, Nanny. One scorching afternoon, while returning from school, Kieran stumbled upon a sight that made his heart skip a beat. Nestled amidst the tall elephant grass, half hidden, lay a shimmering object reflecting the sunlight. It was a gold locket, intricately carved with swirling patterns, unlike anything Kieran had ever seen. Greed, a fleeting serpent, slithered into his mind. He could sell the locket and buy all the sweets he could dream of, but the image of Nanny's gentle smile, etched with wrinkles of wisdom, flashed in his mind. Nanny had always said, "Honesty is a treasure more valuable than any gold." Kieran felt a tug of war within him. The temptation to keep the locket was strong, but the weight of Nanny's words was heavier. He picked up the locket, its cool metal sending a shiver down his spine. He imagined the owner's frantic search. With a resolute nod, Kieran decided to return it. He spent the rest of the afternoon asking villagers if they recognized the locket. Finally, just as the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, a frantic woman rushed towards him. It was Ronnie, a wealthy woman from the neighboring village. Tears streamed down her face as she explained that the locket contained a precious picture of her late husband. Kieran, his heart swelling with warmth, handed her the locket. Relief washed over Ronnie's face like a wave. She showered Kieran with gratitude, offering him a hefty reward. Kieran politely refused. "Keeping it wouldn't bring me any joy, Ronnie auntie," he said with a grin. Ronnie, touched by his honesty, insisted on gifting him a box of his favorite sweets. Kieran's walk home that evening was sweeter than any candy. News of Kieran's honesty spread like wildfire. People praised his integrity, and even the village bully, known for his cunning ways, started displaying a newfound sense of fairness. Kieran, however, remained unchanged. Honesty, for him, wasn't a virtue to be displayed. It was a cornerstone of his being. One day, a visiting merchant, impressed by Kieran's reputation, offered him a coveted apprenticeship at his prestigious shop in the city. Kieran, torn between the exciting prospect and his love for his village, confided in Nanny. Nanny, with his usual wisdom, simply smiled and said, "Honesty will always guide you, Kieran. No matter where you go, remember, it's the most valuable treasure you can carry." Kieran, his heart set, accepted the apprenticeship, knowing that his honesty would pave the way for a bright future, filled with opportunities and respect. Kieran's story became a legend whispered from generation to generation in the village. It served as a reminder that true wealth lies not in material possessions but in the unwavering strength of one's character. And Kieran, the honest boy, grew into a man, respected not for his riches, but for the gold that truly mattered, the gold of his honesty. In the wind-battered city of Etheria, where clockwork hearts ticked beneath brass ribs, lived Anya, a tinker with oil-stained fingers and a mind that buzzed with invention. Unlike the clockwork guardians that patrolled the iron streets, Anya's creations were whimsical contraptions, a teacup that poured endless chamomile, a hat that sprouted fragrant roses. Yet, her livelihood hung by a thread, overshadowed by the illustrious Clockwork Academy that churned out ever more imposing guardians. One blustery night, a storm ripped through Etheria, plunging the city into darkness. Anya, hunched over a workbench lit by a single candle, heard a frantic pounding on her door. It was Finn, a runaway apprentice from the academy, clutching a strange, pulsating orb. The orb, Finn revealed, held a fragment of the Anima Core, the mythical source of Etheria's magic, now fractured and hidden by the academy. An idea sparked in Anya's mind. If she could reunite the Anima Core, she could revitalize Etheria's fading magic and maybe, just maybe, earn recognition for her own brand of invention. Thus began a perilous quest. Anya and Finn, an unlikely pair, the dreamer and the disillusioned, ventured into the forgotten corners of Etheria, deciphering cryptic clues and evading the Academy's metallic enforcers. Their journey led them to a network of hidden tunnels beneath the city, where they encountered a ragtag group of rebels, outcasts ostracized for their unorthodox magic. Anya, with her ingenuity, became an invaluable asset, crafting devices to navigate treacherous passages and outsmart clockwork traps. Finn, fueled by a desire to expose the Academy's control over magic, shared his forbidden knowledge. As they collected the anima fragments, Anya witnessed the consequences of a city devoid of magic: wilting plants, malfunctioning automata, a dullness that seeped into the very soul of Etheria. But she also saw the resilience of the rebels, their makeshift lanterns casting a warm glow, their untamed magic pulsating with life. Anya started questioning the Academy's rigid order, realizing true magic wasn't about control, but creativity and connection. Their final challenge awaited them, the Clockwork Academy itself. Anya, disguised as a clockwork guardian, thanks to her ingenious modification of Finn's stolen blueprints, infiltrated the heart of the Academy. There, she confronted the Architect, the Academy's ruthless leader, who planned to harness the Anima Core's full power for his own dominion. A thrilling battle ensued. Anya, with the help of the rebels who had infiltrated the Academy thanks to a diversion she created, used her inventions to outwit the Clockwork Guardians. In the climax, Anya deactivated the Architect's control panel, causing the Guardians to malfunction and allowing Finn to safely rejoin the Anima Core fragments. Etheria pulsed with renewed energy as the magic flowed back. The Clockwork Guardians, now free from the Architect's control, lowered their weapons. The rebels emerged from the shadows, no longer outcasts but heroes. Anya, no longer just a tinker, was hailed as a savior, her inventions symbols of a new era for Etheria, an era where creativity and compassion thrived alongside technology. The story of Anya, the tinker who rekindled magic, became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of ingenuity that lay not just in cogs and gears, but in the boundless human spirit.
In the bustling marketplace of Kirin Bazaar, amidst the cacophony of bargaining and bartering, lived Isla, a weaver of unparalleled skill. Her tapestries, imbued with stories and emotions, were coveted by royalty and commoners alike. Yet, Isla's heart held a void as vast as the desert sands that surrounded Kirin Bazaar. Betrothed since childhood to Rajiv, a stoic merchant obsessed with expanding his trade routes, Isla felt a growing disconnect. Their conversations were as dry as the desert wind, devoid of the vibrant colors that filled her tapestries. One scorching afternoon, a sandstorm swept through the marketplace, forcing everyone to seek shelter. Isla found herself huddled beneath a crumbling archway with Kirin, a nomadic storyteller with eyes as deep and mysterious as the desert night. Kirin's tales, woven with fantastical creatures and forgotten lore, captivated Isla. He spoke of love stories that defied societal expectations, of hearts that resonated across differences. For the first time in years, Isla felt a spark ignite within her. Days turned into weeks as Isla and Kirin met under the pretense of bartering. They shared stories, dreams, and a simmering understanding. Kirin, with his adventurous spirit, challenged Isla's sheltered life, while Isla, with her grounded nature, offered Kirin a sense of belonging. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, a tapestry woven with shared laughter and unspoken affection. One moonlit night, under a sky ablaze with stars, Kirin confessed his love for Isla. Isla, her heart overflowing with a newfound emotion, reciprocated. But their newfound love was threatened. Rajiv, suspecting their closeness, confronted Isla, demanding she fulfill her childhood vow. Torn between duty and desire, Isla poured her turmoil into a magnificent tapestry. It depicted a lone bird trapped in a gilded cage, yearning for the boundless sky. Rajiv, upon seeing the tapestry, saw not just a bird, but a reflection of Isla's soul. He realized he had been so focused on his ambitions that he had failed to see Isla's unhappiness. He released Isla from their engagement, allowing her to follow her heart. Leaving Kirin behind was agonizing, but Isla knew she had to face her own fears. She set out on a journey, determined to learn more about the stories Kirin had shared. Her tapestries, once vibrant depictions of tradition, now reflected a newfound courage and a yearning for adventure. Months later, Isla arrived at a hidden oasis, a haven for storytellers. There, amidst the palm trees and gurgling springs, she found Kieran. He had followed her, his love unwavering. Together, they embarked on a new adventure, not just across the desert sands, but on a journey of love, defying societal norms and weaving a life as colorful and intricate as the tapestries Isla created. Their love story, whispered by desert winds and carried across caravan routes, became a legend, a testament to the transformative power of love that dared to break free from the confines of tradition.
High in the Himalayas, nestled amongst snow-capped peaks, lay the village of Shangri-La. Unlike its mythical counterpart, Shangri-La wasn't a utopia, but a place brimming with life, hardship, and a fierce sense of community. Here, the villagers weren't just neighbors, they were family. Tenzin, a young woman with eyes as bright as the mountain flowers, was the heart of Shangri-La. Tenzin wasn't your typical villager. While others tended their yaks or wove intricate tapestries, Tenzin dreamt of becoming a doctor. Inspired by the traveling physician who treated her younger brother, she spent her days studying ancient herbal remedies and poring over dusty medical texts. The villagers, though supportive, worried. Women, in their tradition, were not healers. One harsh winter, a blizzard cut Shangri-La off from the outside world. The village elder, struck by a sudden illness, grew weaker with each passing day. The villagers, desperate, turned to Tenzin. Fear battled with responsibility in her heart, but Tenzin knew what she had to do. Using her knowledge and the herbs she'd painstakingly gathered, she concocted a potent brew. The elder, skeptical at first, slowly recovered. Tenzin's success shattered traditions. The villagers, witnessing her skill and dedication, saw her not just as a woman, but as their healer. News of her prowess trickled down the mountain, reaching a renowned doctor in the valley below. Impressed, he offered Tenzin an apprenticeship. Leaving Shangri-La was a wrenching decision. Yet, Tenzin knew she had to broaden her knowledge to better serve her village. With tearful goodbyes and promises to return, she descended the mountain. Years passed, filled with intense learning and tireless practice. Tenzin blossomed into a skilled physician, her heart forever tied to Shangri-La. Finally, the day arrived for her return. Shangri-La erupted in cheers as Tenzin, no longer a girl with dreams, but a doctor with a satchel full of knowledge, walked back into their lives. She built a small clinic, treating not just villagers but travelers traversing the treacherous mountain passes. Shangri-La, once a secluded village, became a beacon of hope for those in need. Tenzin's story became a testament to the power of a single dream nurtured by a strong community. It proved that tradition, though important, could bend in the face of courage and compassion. Shangri-La, nestled amidst the Himalayas, continued to thrive, a testament to the unwavering spirit of its people, forever bound by love and a shared dream.
Micah wasn't your typical gunslinging cowboy. Sure, he had the weathered Stetson and a trusty Colt Peacemaker strapped low on his hip. But Micah's weapon of choice was a battered acoustic guitar, and his bullets were melodies that echoed across the vast emptiness of the Mojave Desert. Micah wasn't a rancher or a bounty hunter. He was a ballad rider, a weaver of tales that traveled faster than any horse. He roamed from dusty town to desolate outpost, his songs painting pictures of forgotten heroes, mythical beasts, and the bittersweet beauty of the frontier. One scorching summer, Micah stumbled upon Desolation, a town on the brink of collapse. A ruthless cattle baron, Cyrus Black, had choked the life out of the land, leaving the townsfolk with nothing but dust and despair. Micah, moved by their plight, decided to use his music for a different purpose. He strummed a mournful tune about a defiant rancher who stood against a greedy land baron, the melody carrying a spark of rebellion. The townsfolk, their hearts hardened by hardship, listened with newfound hope. Micah sang of resilience, of the strength that lay dormant within them. Cyrus Black, a man who feared a whisper more than a bullet, didn't take kindly to Micah's music. He sent his goons to silence the ballad rider, but Micah, nimble and quick-witted, evaded them with the agility of a desert coyote. Micah's songs became a rallying cry. Every night, he sang of unity, of the power of a community standing together. The townsfolk, inspired by his words, started to resist blacks' tyranny. They refused to sell their land, secretly formed a nightly patrol to protect their meager herds, and even started a community garden, a defiant patch of life amidst the desolation. One starlit night, Micah found himself surrounded by blacks' men, his guitar a flimsy shield. But before they could draw their guns, the townsfolk emerged from the shadows, armed with pitchforks and a newfound sense of defiance. Black, faced with a united front, backed down, his reign of terror finally broken. Micah stayed in desolation for a while, helping them rebuild their lives. But the desert wind called him onward, his guitar a constant companion. He left desolation a changed town, a testament to the power of music and the courage it can ignite. As he rode away, a new song brewing in his mind, Micah knew his journey as a ballad rider was far from over. The vast emptiness of the West was his canvas, and his songs, the stories that would forever echo through its canyons and plains.
In the bustling port city of Aqua Ridge, where salty air clung to cobblestone streets and gulls wheeled overhead, lived Captain Amelia and her scruffy first mate, Fitz. Amelia, a woman with a mane of fiery red hair and a heart as vast as the ocean, commanded the fastest ship in the harbor, the Sea Serpent. Fitz, a scruffy terrier mix with mismatched ears and a perpetually wagging tail, was more than just a pet. He was Amelia's anchor, her furry confidant. Fitz wasn't your average ship's dog. He possessed an uncanny ability to sense storms brewing on the horizon, alerting Amelia with a frantic barking long before any instrument could detect the shift in pressure. He could even sniff out hidden coves, leading them to secret stashes of pirate treasure, though Amelia always ensured a fair share went to the local orphanage. One stormy night, as the Sea Serpent battled mountainous waves, Fitz let out a particularly frantic bark. Amelia, trusting his instincts, steered the ship off course, narrowly avoiding a treacherous reef hidden by the churning sea. When the storm subsided, they found themselves adrift near a deserted island shrouded in perpetual mist. Intrigued, Amelia decided to explore. Fitz, ever the explorer himself, bounded ahead, disappearing into the swirling fog. Panic clawed at Amelia's throat when Fitz didn't return. Ignoring the dangers of the unknown island, she ventured deeper, calling his name. Suddenly, a guttural growl echoed through the mist. A monstrous creature, a hulking mass of teeth and claws, emerged from the shadows. Amelia, weapon drawn, prepared for the worst. But then a small, determined bark broke the tension. Fitz, for bristling, stood between Amelia and the beast, his tiny body radiating defiance. The creature, surprised by the audacity of this scruffy terrier, let out a bewildered snort. Fitz, emboldened, launched himself at the behemoth's leg, nipping and yapping. The creature, more amused than threatened, pawed at Fitz playfully, sending him tumbling through the air. In that moment, tension dissolved. Amelia, realizing the creature meant no harm, lowered her weapon. She knelt beside Fitz, who wagged his tail furiously, seemingly proud of himself. With a low rumble, the creature retreated back into the mist, leaving Amelia and Fitz alone once more. News of Fitz's bravery spread throughout Aqua Ridge like wildfire. He became a local legend, the Mist Walker, the tiny dog who faced a monster and saved his captain. But for Amelia, Fitz was more than a hero. He was her loyal companion, her family, a testament to the unwavering courage that could reside in the smallest of creatures. Their bond, forged on the salty seas and tested on a mysterious island, became an unbreakable legend, whispered on the wind alongside tales of fierce captains and the bravest little dog on the seven seas. In the whispering canyons of Etheria, where bioluminescent flora cast an ethereal glow, lived Anya, a young cartographer with wanderlust etched into her soul. Unlike her kin, content to map the familiar caverns, Anya craved the unknown. Her obsession was the fabled cartographer's compass, rumored to reveal uncharted territories. Legends spoke of its creation by the ancients, beings who charted the very fabric of reality. One fateful day, while deciphering weathered scrolls, Anya stumbled upon cryptic clues leading to the compass. It spoke of a hidden chamber guarded by 3 trials, the labyrinth of whispers, the enigma of echoes, and the gauntlet of shadows. The challenge ignited a fire in Anya. Ignoring warnings of the dangers, she packed her satchel with provisions, a well-worn map of Etheria, and a resolute heart. Her journey began at the Whispering Chasm, a swirling vortex of air currents said to house the labyrinth. Here, the wind carried whispers of doubt and fear, weaving a treacherous maze. Anya, however, focused on the map, deciphering the whispers as directions, navigating the unseen path. Days bled into nights, but finally, she emerged, the wind now carrying a melody of encouragement. The second trial lay in the forgotten city of echoes, a metropolis petrified in time. Here, the past echoed in fragmented memories, replaying tragic events in a loop. Anya, armed with knowledge gleaned from scrolls, had to manipulate these echoes to unlock the next clue. She had to become part of the past, righting a forgotten wrong, guiding a lost soul to peace, and only then would the path forward reveal itself. Finally, she reached the Gauntlet of Shadows, a treacherous mountain pass shrouded in perpetual twilight. Here, monstrous creatures, figments of Etheria's deepest fears, awaited. Anya, however, had faced her own fears within the echoes. With newfound courage, she navigated the treacherous slopes, outsmarting the creatures, proving her strength not through brute force, but through wit and resilience. Exhausted but triumphant, Anya reached the heart of the gauntlet, a hidden cave. Inside, nestled on a pedestal, lay the cartographer's compass, its needle pulsing with an otherworldly light. As Anya touched it, a surge of energy coursed through her, revealing a map unlike any she had seen before. It depicted a vast expanse beyond Etheria's borders, a world teeming with possibilities. Tears welled up in Anya's eyes. She had not just conquered the trials, she had conquered her own limitations. The journey had transformed her from a dreamer into an explorer. With a deep breath, Anya packed her satchel once more, a new map clutched in her hand, ready to chart a course into the uncharted. This is just the beginning of Anya's adventures. The new map could lead her to fantastical lands, encounters with strange beings, and the unearthing of forgotten secrets. Will she find allies on her journey? Will the compass lead her to the creators, the ancients themselves? These are just some of the threads that weave the tapestry of Anya's story, a story waiting to be unraveled, chapter by thrilling chapter.
Esperanza wasn't wealthy, but her tiny apartment in Brooklyn buzzed with a warmth that money couldn't buy. A single mother to two vivacious children, 10-year-old Arturo and 7-year-old Gabriella, she juggled 3 jobs to keep a roof over their heads and food on the table. Yet, amidst the tireless work, Esperanza wove a tapestry of love and laughter that made their lives a vibrant adventure. Every morning began with the aroma of strong coffee, the clatter of spoons against cereal bowls, and Esperanza's voice, a gentle symphony that coaxed her sleepy heads awake. She'd braid Gabriella's wild curls with practiced ease, Arturo receiving a playful ruffle of his hair as she sent them off with a kiss and a whispered, "Have a good day, mi solcito, my little son." Work was a constant whirlwind, cleaning offices in the early hours, then a stint at a bakery, and finally, tending tables at a bustling diner. But Esperanza treated each job with dignity, her smile a constant, her work ethic unwavering. Her exhaustion was a dull ache in the background, a sacrifice she bore cheerfully for her children. Evenings were a flurry of activity. Homework, tackled with a shared struggle and bursts of laughter, filled the tiny dining table. Esperanza, though tired, was a patient guide, explaining fractions with flour-dusted hands and the intricacies of grammar with a twinkle in her eye. Dinner, a communal effort, was a mishmash of cultural influences, her grandmother's Puerto Rican recipes intermingling with American staples. Laughter and stories flowed freely, the tiny apartment echoing with their joy. Weekends were for exploration. Central Park, a haven of green amidst the concrete jungle, became their playground. Esperanza, armed with a picnic basket, would weave stories about fantastical creatures hiding in the trees, her children giggling as they chased butterflies and squirrels. Evenings might find them at the local library, Esperanza reading aloud with dramatic flair, Arturo and Gabriella hanging on to every word. One rainy afternoon, Gabriella, with tears glistening on her cheeks, confessed to a bad grade. Esperanza knelt before her, her eyes filled with understanding. "We all stumble sometimes, Mija, my daughter," she said, wiping away a tear. "But what matters is that we get back up. Together, they formulated a study plan, Esperanza's unyielding belief in Gabriella's potential a beacon of light. Life wasn't without challenges. A leaky faucet, a broken shoe, the constant dance of making ends meet, these were hurdles Esperanza faced head-on. But through it all, she was a pillar of strength, her love a constant reassurance. She taught her children the value of hard work, the importance of kindness, and the joy of finding happiness in the simplest things. Arturo and Gabriella, in turn, were her biggest cheerleaders. A hand-drawn card with a misspelled "I love you," Mom, or Arturo's clumsy attempts at fixing the faucet, these were tokens of their love that warmed Esperanza's heart. They were the reminders that fueled her relentless spirit, the reason she persevered through every challenge. Esperanza wasn't a superhero, but she was a good mom, the best kind. She wasn't perfect, but her love was fierce, her spirit unwavering. And in the warmth of their tiny Brooklyn apartment, she was weaving a future where love and resilience would be their greatest inheritance.
Luna, a young moon perched on the edge of a swirling nebula, was different from her siblings. Unlike their stoic, silver glow, Luna shimmered with a kaleidoscope of colors: amethyst, turquoise, and fiery orange. The other moons teased her, calling her Rainbow Luna and scoffing at her vibrant hues. Luna longed to fit in, to be a proper, cool-toned moon. One night, a wise old comet named Stardust, with a tail like spun diamonds, passed by. Luna, tears welling in her craters, confided in him. Stardust chuckled, the sound like wind chimes. "Little Luna," he said, his voice a cosmic whisper, "your colors are not a flaw, but your greatest strength. They allow you to see beyond the usual spectrum, to witness the universe in a way others cannot." Stardust's words sparked a fire in Luna. She began to explore her unique ability. She learned to weave her colors into mesmerizing auroras on nearby planets, painting their night skies with breathtaking displays. She discovered she could use her colors to soothe troubled creatures, calming raging storms with her calming turquoise glow or igniting courage with her fiery orange. One day, a monstrous space rock, shrouded in darkness, threatened a peaceful cluster of stars. The other moons, their pale light useless against the encroaching shadow, panicked. But Luna stepped forward. With a deep breath, she unleashed a dazzling display of colors, a blinding symphony of light. The darkness recoiled, the space rock dissolving into harmless dust. The stars, bathed in Luna's multicolored glow, cheered in gratitude. News of Luna's bravery spread throughout the cosmos. Moons from faraway galaxies, some with their own unique glows, emerald green, fiery red, and even a shimmering gold, came to her. They shared their stories, their struggles to be accepted for their differences. Luna, once ostracized, became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of embracing what makes you unique. From then on, Luna wasn't just Rainbow Luna. She was Luna the Magnificent, the weaver of light, the protector of the cosmos. Her vibrant colors, once a source of shame, became a symbol of courage, acceptance, and the boundless beauty of a universe brimming with diversity.
The night arrived in Driftwood Bay with a sigh, the salty breeze carrying the scent of brine and distant campfires. 10-year-old Maya, nestled beneath a patchwork quilt on the beach, felt a thrill course through her. Nights in Driftwood Bay were different. Here, the day's worries dissolved into the inky blackness, replaced by a tapestry of stars and the whispering secrets of the ocean. Her grandfather, Silas, a weathered man with salt and pepper hair and eyes that mirrored the sea, sat beside her, a worn copy of Treasure Island propped on his lap. His voice, a low rumble like the tide, carried Maya on an adventure with Jim Hawkins. The flickering firelight danced on their faces, casting playful shadows that stretched and morphed on the sand. As the story reached its climax, a shooting star blazed across the sky, leaving a shimmering trail in its wake. Maya gasped, a wish forming on her lips. Every night, she wished for adventure, for something to break the monotony of her life in the sleepy town. Tonight, her wish felt different, tinged with a yearning for something more. Silas chuckled, nudging her with his elbow. "Caught a shooting star, did you?" Maya nodded, a shy smile gracing her lips. "Do you think wishes come true?" Silas's smile was like a crinkled map, etched with the lines of a life well lived. "Sometimes, little one," he said, his voice softer now. Sometimes, the wishes we make lead us not to what we desire, but to what we truly need. He closed the book and pointed upwards. The Milky Way stretched across the sky, a breathtaking river of stars. See those constellations, Maya? Each one tells a story. Stories of bravery, of love, of loss. Silas spent the next hour weaving tales of constellations, the mighty Orion, the celestial hunter, and the wise old Ursa Major, the great bear. Maya listened, captivated, the immensity of the universe washing over her. The night wasn't just a canvas of darkness, it was a living storybook, filled with wonder and possibility. Suddenly, a loud splash echoed from the distance. Maya's heart jumped. Silas rose, his weathered face etched with concern. Together, they crept towards the sound, the rhythmic whoosh of the waves masking their footsteps. On the shore, a small sailboat lay overturned, a lone figure clinging to its broken mast. Fear prickled at Maya's skin, but Silas, ever calm, waded into the water. With surprising strength, he pulled the figure ashore, a young woman with tear-streaked cheeks. Silas took charge, wrapping the woman in a dry blanket and leading her towards their cottage. Maya, her initial fear replaced by a surge of helpfulness, raced ahead, gathering blankets and hot tea. As the woman, a traveling artist named Ilara, recovered by the fireplace, Maya learned her story. A sudden storm had tossed her boat, leaving her stranded. Gratitude shone in Ilara's eyes as she thanked Silas and Maya. The night took on a new meaning. It wasn't just about stories and wishes anymore. It was about courage, about helping a stranger in need. As Ilara, with a voice as smooth as the ocean waves, shared stories of her travels, Maya felt a spark ignite within her. Maybe adventure wasn't about leaving Driftwood Bay, maybe it was about the unexpected encounters, the moments that transformed ordinary nights into extraordinary memories. The first rays of dawn painted the sky a fiery orange as Ilara, her sailboat repaired, prepared to set sail. Maya stood beside Silas, a newfound confidence in her eyes. She waved goodbye, a silent promise hanging in the air. This night, under the vast tapestry of stars, Maya had discovered the true meaning of her wish. It wasn't just for adventure, it was for the courage to embrace the unexpected, the kindness to help others, and the strength to find adventure in the most ordinary of nights.
Mr. Banerjee wasn't your typical fifth-grade teacher. He didn't drone on about memorizing facts or fill the classroom with sterile rows of desks. His classroom was a vibrant explosion of color, posters depicting faraway lands and historical figures lining the walls. Discarded cardboard boxes became spaceships, and mismatched chairs transformed into a pirate ship one week, a medieval castle the next. Mr. Banerjee believed in igniting a love for learning, not just teaching to a test. He weaved history lessons into captivating stories, his voice booming with the victories of Rome and dropping to a hushed whisper during the intrigue of ancient Egypt. Math became a treasure hunt, solving equations the key to unlocking hidden pirate booty, gold chocolate coins, of course. One student, Nadia, a quiet girl with a wild imagination, often found herself lost in daydreams. Mr. Banerjee didn't reprimand her. He saw the spark of creativity within her and nurtured it. He introduced her to poetry, her hidden talent blossoming on paper. Nadia's shy voice, once barely a whisper, grew stronger as she shared her poems in class, earning her classmates' applause. Another student, David, a restless boy with a seemingly endless supply of energy, struggled to focus. Mr. Banerjee channeled David's energy into history projects. David, once disruptive, became enthralled with building a miniature replica of the Colosseum, meticulously researching its architecture. He presented his project with a newfound confidence, his classmates hanging on to his every word. Mr. Banerjee didn't just teach subjects, he nurtured potential. He saw the artist in Nadia, the historian in David, the scientist in shy Sarah, and the future leader in outspoken Michael. He celebrated their quirks and encouraged their questions, creating a classroom where everyone felt safe to be themselves and explore their talents. One rainy afternoon, a group of students huddled around Mr. Banerjee's desk, their faces etched with worry. The annual school play was approaching, and their chosen play, a boring adaptation of a historical event, had left them unenthused. Mr. Banerjee smiled. "Why don't we write our own play?" he suggested. The room erupted in a flurry of ideas. Nadia penned a whimsical script, David researched historical costumes, and Sarah devised ingenious sound effects. The play, a hilarious take on a pivotal moment in history, was a roaring success. The applause that filled the auditorium wasn't just for the play, it was a tribute to Mr. Banerjee, the teacher who had shown them the joy of learning, the power of collaboration, and the magic that unfolds when you believe in the potential of each student. Years later, Nadia, now a renowned writer, David, history professor, Sarah, a leading scientist, and Michael, a successful entrepreneur, reminisced about their time in Mr. Banerjee's class. They weren't just successful individuals, they were a testament to the lasting impact of a good teacher, one who had ignited a fire within them that continued to burn brightly long after they left his classroom.
In the wind-battered city of Etheria, where clouds brushed chimneys and gears turned the sky, lived Anya, a clockmaker with a secret. Unlike the brassy contraptions that churned out time for the city, Anya crafted intricate wooden clocks, each one imbued with a memory. A chipped grandfather clock held the warmth of a summer picnic, a cuckoo clock chirped with a child's laughter, and a pocket watch ticked with the steady rhythm of a first love. Anya's gift was looked down upon by the iron-fisted chancellor, who ruled Etheria with clockwork precision. He believed only the predictable, unyielding grip of gears could maintain order. Memories, with their messy emotions, were a threat. So, Anya kept her creations hidden, only sharing them with a select few, like Kai, a young apprentice with eyes that shone like polished metal. One night, the city was plunged into darkness. The Grand Cog, the heart of Etheria's timekeeping, had mysteriously malfunctioned. Fear choked the streets. Without the constant tick-tock, the city's intricate schedules unraveled. The Chancellor, his face a mask of fury, declared a state of emergency. Anya knew she had to act. The Grand Cog was beyond her tinkering, but her memory clocks held fragments of time, perhaps enough to nudge the city back on track. With Kai by her side, she embarked on a daring mission to collect her scattered creations. Their journey led them through bustling workshops powered by giant water wheels, forgotten attics filled with cobwebs and forgotten dreams, and even a perilous climb to the Chancellor's own clock tower. Each memory clock they retrieved pulsed with a burst of light, temporarily stabilizing the city's rhythm. Finally, they stood before the Grand Cog, a colossal machine of whirring gears and hissing steam. Anya, guided by the whispers of her clocks, approached the heart of the machine. It wasn't a physical problem, she realized, but a lack of purpose. The Grand Cog had forgotten its reason for being. With trembling hands, Anya placed a small, intricately carved wooden clock on a pedestal near the machine. It held the memory of a young girl, watching her grandfather, the city's first clockmaker, meticulously crafting a timepiece. The Grand Cog shuddered, then with a slow, steady whir, began to turn once more. Light flooded back into Etheria. The city erupted in cheers. The Chancellor, humbled, finally understood the importance of memories. He even allowed Anya to open a workshop, where her clocks, no longer hidden, filled the city with the warmth of the past and the promise of the future. Etheria, once ruled by cold precision, now ticked with the rhythm of life.
In the bustling marketplace of Kiran Bazaar, lived a young boy named Kiran, known for his infectious smile and unwavering honesty. Unlike other children who bartered with cunning tricks, Kiran always gave fair prices and spoke the truth. His father, a humble cobbler, often worried about Kiran's naivety in the cutthroat world of trade. One scorching afternoon, a wealthy merchant named Zarin strolled through the bazaar. He was known for his sharp tongue and even sharper eye for bargains. Spotting Kiran's stall overflowing with colorful fabrics, Zarin approached, his eyes glinting with mischief. "These fabrics seem dull, boy," Zarin scoffed, picking up a bolt of silk. "The colors must have faded in the sun." Kiran, ever honest, explained, "This one, sir, is meant for a more subtle sheen. It's perfect for a light summer curtain." Zarin scoffed again. "Nonsense. It resembles a faded shadow. I wouldn't pay more than half its price." Kiran, despite the potential loss, held firm. "Sir, the cost reflects the value of the fabric. I cannot lie about its quality." Zarin, surprised by the boy's honesty, decided to test him further. he slipped a valuable jeweled brooch from his own collection into a fold of the fabric and continued his charade. "Look at this. The fabric must be cursed. It snagged on a jewel," he exclaimed, feigning anger. Kieran, calm but concerned, unfurled the fabric. His eyes widened at the sight of the brooch. Temptation flickered within him. The brooch could fetch him enough to buy his family a feast for weeks. But Kieran's honesty outweighed the lure of wealth. He approached Zarin, his voice steady. "Sir, I believe this belongs to you." Zarin, taken aback by the boy's integrity, feigned ignorance. "What do you mean, boy? It's clearly ruined the fabric." Kieran held his ground. "A lie cannot hide the truth, sir. This is yours, and the fabric is unharmed. Perhaps a simple brushing will suffice." Zarin, thoroughly impressed by Kieran's unwavering honesty, chuckled. "You, young man, are a rare gem in this bazaar. Not only are you honest, but you can also spot a good joke." He revealed his playful intent, retrieved the brooch, and bought the entire bolt of fabric at its full price. Word of Kieran's honesty spread like wildfire through the bazaar. Soon, customers flocked to his stall, trusting his word and appreciating his fair deals. Kieran's honesty not only brought him prosperity but also earned him the respect of the entire marketplace. His father, beaming with pride, finally understood that honesty was not just a virtue, but a powerful tool for success. And Kieran, with his contagious smile and unwavering integrity, continued to brighten the bazaar, one honest trade at a time.
Maya clutched her worn copy of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer to her chest, its dog-eared pages a shield against the cacophony of the school hallway. It was her first day at Lakewood Middle School, a sprawling brick building that seemed to swallow her whole. New smells, cafeteria mystery meat, gym floor polish, and a faint undercurrent of nervous sweat filled her nose. Here, amongst the towering lockers and chattering crowds, Maya felt like a tiny ant lost in a bustling anthill. Suddenly, a voice broke through the noise. "Whoa, is that Tom Sawyer? Cool." Maya looked up to see a girl with bright pink streaks in her hair and a mischievous glint in her eyes. This was Chloe, her assigned locker buddy. Chloe, unlike Maya's introverted nature, was a social butterfly, already weaving through the hallway, introducing Maya to everyone they met. The first day was a blur of navigating crowded classrooms, deciphering a new teacher's handwriting on the board, and trying not to trip over her own shoelaces in gym class. Yet, through it all, Chloe was a constant companion, cracking jokes and sharing stories of past school adventures. As the weeks progressed, Maya found her own rhythm. She discovered a hidden talent for math, surprising even herself by aced a pop quiz. Her love for literature found a home in Ms. Garcia's English class, where passionate discussions about classic novels replaced the usual textbook drills. She even started a lunchtime book club with a few classmates, huddled around a corner table, lost in worlds of pirates and princesses. However, school life wasn't all sunshine and roses. There was Kevin, the self-proclaimed cool kid, whose taunts about Maya's quiet presence stung like a hornet bite. Then there was the upcoming science fair project, which filled Maya with dread. Her initial idea of making a volcano fizzled out, literally, leaving her scrambling for a new topic. One afternoon, during detention for excessive talking, courtesy of Chloe, they stumbled across an old newspaper article tucked away in a forgotten corner. It spoke about a local environmental campaign fighting against a polluting factory. Inspiration struck Maya. She could build a model that showcased the harmful effects of pollution. With Chloe's boundless energy and Maya's research skills, they transformed their detention room into a makeshift science lab. Days turned into late nights, fueled by instant ramen and stolen library books. Finally, the science fair arrived. Maya, standing beside her intricate model, felt a surge of confidence she never knew she possessed. Her explanation, clear and passionate, impressed the judges, even earning her a second-place trophy. Standing there, trophy in hand, surrounded by excited classmates and a beaming Chloe, Maya realized that Lakewood Middle School wasn't just a maze of hallways and classrooms. It was a world of possibilities, friendships, and challenges that helped her discover her own voice.
As she flipped open a new book, the bell ringing for the end of the day, a distant hum, Maya knew this was just the beginning of her own school adventure.
Ilara, a tiny acorn nestled amongst 1,000 others on a mighty oak, dreamt of life beyond the familiar branches. The wind whispered tales of faraway lands, of rushing rivers and sun-drenched meadows. Ilara yearned to experience it all. One blustery autumn day, her wish came true. A gust of wind ripped Ilara from the safety of the oak, sending her tumbling through the air. Fear turned to exhilaration as she spun, the world a blur of color. Finally, with a soft thud, she landed on damp earth. Alone and scared, Ilara faced a harsh reality. Winter's icy grip was tightening, and the once vibrant forest floor was a carpet of fallen leaves. Hunger gnawed at her, and the relentless wind howled a lonely song. Just as despair threatened to consume her, a gentle voice broke through the chill. A wise old mole named Millie, with fur the color of earth, had found Ilara. Millie became her unlikely mentor, teaching her the secrets of the hidden world beneath the forest floor. Ilara learned about the intricate network of roots, the delicate dance of life in the darkness, and the unwavering strength it took to survive the harshest winters. Spring brought a thaw, and the forest floor bloomed with life. With Millie's blessing, Ilara finally pushed through the soil, blinking at the dazzling sunlight. The world was more magnificent than she ever imagined. Yet, it was also filled with challenges. She battled for sunlight with other seedlings, weathered scorching summers, and learned to navigate the dangers of the forest floor, hungry beetles, curious birds, and the occasional careless footfall. Years passed, and Ilara grew into a strong, resilient tree. She provided shade for weary travelers, her branches a haven for birdsong. She witnessed the cycle of life, the playful antics of young squirrels, the stoic wisdom of ancient trees, and the ephemeral beauty of wildflowers. One day, a young girl named Anya, with eyes as bright as Ilara's first glimpse of the sun, sat beneath her shade. Anya confided her own dreams and anxieties, her voice echoing Ilara's own youthful longing. Ilara rustled her leaves in a comforting murmur, whispering tales of the wind and the wisdom of the forest. Ilara realized that life wasn't just about grand adventures. It was about the quiet moments of growth, the resilience in the face of hardship, and the connections forged along the way. It was about witnessing the beauty of the world, both big and small, and sharing its stories with those who sought solace beneath her branches. As Anya skipped away, a seed of hope fluttered down, taking root in the fertile earth. Life, Ilara understood, was a continuous cycle, a dance of beginnings and endings, and everything beautiful in between.
In the bustling heart of Mumbai, nestled amidst the cacophony of honking rickshaws and sizzling street food stalls, lived Amara, a young woman with a passion for forgotten flavors. Unlike the trendy cafes serving fusion dishes with sky-high prices, Amara yearned to revive the forgotten recipes of her grandmother, Nanny. Nanny's kitchen was a haven of aromas, the earthy warmth of turmeric, the sharp tang of tamarind, the sweet perfume of cardamom. Amara spent her childhood summers learning the secrets of Nanny's fad, a term that encompassed not just food, but the stories and emotions woven into every dish. Nanny's recipes weren't just listed ingredients on a page. They were tales of forgotten empires, passed down through generations, each bite a journey through history. Sadly, Nanny passed away, leaving Amara with a dusty recipe book and a heart full of grief. The city's modern palate seemed to have forgotten the magic of fad. Restaurants boasted neon signs and exotic ingredients, ignoring the rich heritage simmering beneath their noses. One day, a chance encounter with a street vendor selling forgotten fruits, the knobblywood apples and the sweet tart amla, reignited Amara's passion. She started a small stall in the local market, a humble counter adorned with Nanny's faded tablecloth. Her menu wasn't a list of dishes, but a story: Nanny's spiced jackfruit curry, a recipe fit for a Mughal emperor, or Grandma's Tanga Panna, a summer cooler passed down from generations. Slowly, curious customers started approaching. Amara's infectious enthusiasm and the intriguing stories behind each dish drew them in. The first bite was a revelation. The jackfruit curry, rich and complex, transported them to royal feasts, while the Aam Panna, tart and refreshing, was a welcome escape from the summer heat. Word spread like wildfire. Food bloggers flocked to Amara's stall, their cameras capturing not just the vibrant colors of the food, but the passion in Amara's eyes. Soon, her stall became a cultural phenomenon. People came not just to eat, but to experience fad, the stories, the history, the connection to their roots. Inspired by Amara's success, other young people started reviving their families' forgotten recipes. The city, once dominated by generic cafes, bloomed with pop-up stalls showcasing regional cuisines and forgotten flavors. Amara, the quiet girl with a love for fad, had unknowingly started a revolution. Her small stall became a beacon, reminding everyone that food wasn't just sustenance, but a narrative. It was a way to connect with the past, celebrate heritage, and create new stories with every bite. And as Amara watched families sharing plates of forgotten delicacies, their faces lit by the warmth of the food and the joy of rediscovery, she knew Nanny would be proud. The magic of fad lived on.